Welcome to Baggies Out. We are at the Top Gun 2024 Rio Grande Classic here in beautiful Rio Rancho, New Mexico, hosted by the Top Gun Competition Balloon Club. Our premier sponsors for this event are Highland Balloon Repair and Bubba's 33. We couldn't do it without all of their support. This was an absolutely beautiful morning for flying. The pilots had three tasks to fly to. Task number one was a judge-declared goal here, this X in this arroyo in northern Rio Rancho. Task number two was a hesitation waltz with two different X's the pilots could decide to go to, and task three was an all-digital fly-on with our first pilot here, pilot number two, Trenton Caldwell, coming in. Oh, no, he got that baggie stuck in his ropes a little bit, having to fling that out the side. 8.69 meters there for Trenton Caldwell. You're our next pilot, Alan Anderson. The very good throw, drop right there, 3.71 meters, climbing out of the target. Good throw for Alan. Up next here, this is going to be Corey Bloom. Good little toss, 2.5 meters. They're just outside the legs of the X. Really good throw there for Corey Bloom. This was a 100-meter MMA, meaning that the longest distance that you will be scored is 100 meters or the distance of the field. Here, Peg Bilson coming screaming into the field here, into this arroyo. Venting hard right there. Saw her score already up on the screen, but let's see what she's going to be able to do. Really good arrest of that descent, climbing out a little bit. Venting once again. You can see her pulling on that red line. Your baggie in hand. What can she do? A little bit of a wind up and a toss out of the side of the basket. A very good throw there for Peg, climbing out of this target onto the hesitation waltz. And on to our next pilot here, Joe Hartzell. The very good score, 0.73. You can see him flying with the navigator. Not always the case. Good windup, good throw from a little bit up high, but very good on the fabric. 0.73 meters for Joe Hartzell. Up next, one of Joe's sons here coming in, Rhett. Looking like 4.27. Let's see this throw. Leaning over the edge. Oh, and a good toss right there into the X and climbing out. Here we're going to see Jonathan Wright, a little bit under 10 meters coming into this target. One hand on the burner and the other on the baggie, throwing 9.9 meters right there for Jonathan. A lot of burning to get out of this target, making sure he does not touch the ground there. Was able to stop that descent just in time. Here, Casey Swimmer, 33.85 meters. Bit of a wind up, trying to get as much distance as he can. Oh, but the wind's going to take that, blow it backwards. Oh, that's not what Casey wanted at all. But points are points. All right, David Eichhorn up next. Still a little bit far away at this target. The winds were shifting all morning long, and the baggie is out of the basket. The wind taking it once again. You can see that shear right across the target. 20 meters for David. All right, now we have Bruce Wood, reigning national champion. Bruce Wood, 14.79 meters. Good pass for Bruce Wood. Here we can see all of these targets, all of these baggies on the targets, and our scoring team doing what they do. Joe Hartzell in first place with 1,000 points, 0.73 meters. Corey Bloom in second with 2.5 meters. A very good score for him. Now, this next target, we did have two different targets at target number 2. This was a hesitation waltz. The pilots could decide which one they wanted to fly to. So we had a few, I believe, go to each one, but we shall see. Morgan Chondo here, 7.81's the first one across. never really want to be the first one. You don't know how that score is going to end up. 7.81 could be the best, or it could be not great. But you can see that everyone has slowed down a little bit. Alan Anderson from a little bit up high, throwing that baggie 32.9 meters. A good score for Alan, collecting as many points as they can. All right, we see this wind up here for Corey Bloom, trying to get as much distance as possible. And he was not happy with that throw. 27.43 meters. Still within the confines of the field. Corey will be getting points on that one here. 3 balloons coming in all at once. Peg Bilson, they're in that yellow, blue, black, green balloon all the way on the right. Trying to get a good wind up there. Peg trying to get this one as close to the X as they can. That is going to be Joe Hartzell actually coming in a little bit over top. You can see those Albuquerque, New Mexico wins, those Rio Rancho wins, where Peg is coming towards the camera and Joe is going a little bit further. Joe with a great drop just over top. As you can see, those 2 different wind layers, maybe 100 feet away from each other. As our 2 pilots there really trying to vie for something on this target. Now another Herzl right behind Joe. Let's see what they're going to be able to do with it. You see the shadow of their father on that balloon. As Rhett Herzl is going to come in, get half a meter on this target. World champion Rhett here showing just how good he is at flying this balloon. Climbing out, getting a little bit of a vent right there as all 3 of these pilots are on to their fly-on task. Now, Jonathan Wright, we actually had a camera in the basket for this one. We'll be able to see their throw. And there it is. Baggie is out of the basket. 6.23 meters. Very good throw there for Jonathan. Up next, Casey Schwemmer out of Kansas. Another pilot we had a camera in the basket for here. You can see the approach. And a bit of a toss. 0.53 meters. A very good throw for Casey as he screams across this target. And onto the fly-on. Venting there, making sure he doesn't climb out too much. Up next, Bruce Wood. 20.58 meters for Bruce Wood. Throwing from altitude, and that wind is going to take it pretty far away. 20.58 is points. Here, Jeff Ashworth, little bit under 24 points. Maybe not the throw that they wanted. The wind did take that one. But getting to the target sometimes is all you need in these longer competitions. And here, Casey Schwemmer and Rhett Hartzell tied for first place, 1,000 points each with 0.53 meters apiece. Joe Hartzell in third with only 994. Still a very good showing for those top 3. And now task number 3 is going to be an all-digital task. The fly-on. After task number 1, or before task number 1, they had to declare where they were going to go, where they wanted to press their digital markers. They had to declare that and then have to fly to that point. Jonathan Wright absolutely murdering that. 1,000 points, 12 meters away with Joe Hartzell in second. 990 points, 18 meters away. Corey Bloom in third. Sean Spiker and John Wilson in 4th and 5th, respectively. Still very high point values. 1,000 points is the highest you can get on any of these tasks. And that is exactly what you want to see across the board. Usually, if you get in the 900s across every task throughout the weekend, you will at least be in the top 10, if not going home with the trophy. Here you can see some of our pilots on that fly-on task. The overalls here for day number 1 of the Rio Grande Classic of 2024. Joe Hartzell with 2,984 points. Corey Bloom in second with 2,896 points. And Jonathan Wright in third with 2,876 points. It was an excellent day of flying from all of our competitors. There are still 2 more days to go in this competition. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We had a really, really great weekend, and we hope to see everyone there and at our next events for more hot air ballooning action. If you want to see more of what we do, subscribe to us on the Patreon, which will be in the description below.